G'day everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a session with Jewel, a follow-up of what I did with Jade last week, which is simply just walking up to her. We'll do a little kick action against her side to get her used to the idea of a rider getting on her back, hopefully plank her as well, and if all goes to plan, we'll finish up with actually ending the session with sitting on her back and big rewards, and we'll end the session there. So with that said, let's go get Jewel and we'll get on with it. G'day everyone, I'm Zoe and this is Jewel. This is just a little reminder that I'm not a professional horse trainer, so anything you do see in my videos is only intended to be a guide. So with that said, let's get on with the video. Okay, so safety first. Hard hat keeps me safe and it keeps her familiarised with it as well. So as I said before, we're going to go over what I've done with Jewel before, or rather what Jade has done. So we're just going to touch her over on both sides and alternate a little bit here. Good girl. Do a bit of desensitising on her back to get her used to what it feels like when something touches her. We're going to allow her to move and shift if she wants to. So at this point, I'm going to try doing things from the ground. And like what's previously been done, I'm going to adjust my leg as if I'm going to get on her. I'm not going to bubble wrap her from my leg bumping into her side, because that's going to happen even when I get on. So as you can see, I've got my brother here to help me again today. It's a lot safer if he holds her and I've only got to worry about watching her body language, reading what she does when I'm doing different things, keeping an eye on her head, reading her eyes and ears. It makes things a lot safer. And a little helpful tip that I got from Jade, especially with her being a sensitive horse, is to do 2/3 of the work on her off side and 1/3 of the work on her near side, just because she's a bit more sensitive on her off side. So let's spin her around. So we're just going to do a repeat. We're going to tap on her sides. And again, I'm going to hold on to her mane. And I'm going to pretend I'm going to get on. Good girl. Good. So now that I think she's pretty settled on that one, we'll get the mounting block and we'll give another exercise a shot. So what I'm feeling for here at the moment is I'm just seeing how she reacts when I just about lay my body on her without actually jumping on. Good girl. A great description of what Jade gave me, what it feels like when she's thinking about a buck, is her whole body will tense up. You'll feel a ripple under the skin before those hind legs decide they want to leave the ground. So what I'm doing is I'm feeling for that and releasing the pressure before she does. That way we don't introduce any bad habits. And all I'm doing here is holding that pressure for between 5 and 10 seconds before we release. Good girl. And she's just heard a funny sound in the distance, but that's okay. Oh, that was my bad. Static. So that little jump there was, she has some excess static in her coat, and me rubbing against her side, it just made that little bit of a spark, and so she just felt as that. Sorry, sweetheart. Good. So what I'm doing here now is I'm just gently pushing my body weight into her without getting on, again to give her some desensitization. Sorry, sweet. That was just a bit of zappy again there, and she felt that and she's like, oh, I don't like that. So again, I'm just going to rest her just in my armpit here for between 5 and 10 seconds. Good girl. And then I'm going to release that pressure. Good girl. All right, Jewel, let's do this. Yeah? Easy. Good girl. girl. So what I'm doing here is just a bit of repeat of what she already knows. I'm not putting my full weight on her just at this point. I just want to make sure that she knows what she's already learnt about a week ago and go from there. So just here, I'm just reading her body language. She's just a little bit antsy about something. So I'll make sure that she knows I'm paying attention to those little signs she's given me that, hey, I'm not feeling totally comfortable about something. That way it encourages her to sort of express how she's feeling to me a lot more, and she knows that, oh, okay, if I'm not feeling too happy about something, I can express this to you and you'll listen to me. Hey, Barb? Good girl. You okay? Being her more sensitive side, I want to make sure that more of the work is done from this side than her other side, which, as you've seen, she's a bit more confident. So just doing baby steps with her again, just to make sure she knows that, well, okay, this is what we're doing. You've already learnt this, but we'll go over it again. Good girl. So again, we're just running this little short pressure without actually putting my full body weight on her for about 5 seconds at this point. Ooh. Just to reacquaint her with what I'm actually asking. Easy. Good girl. Good girl. So you probably noticed we've actually got a secondary lead rope on her at the moment. That's only because I've got my brother holding one just as a safety precaution, and this teal one that's on her now, it's just keeping up with the practice that Jade introduced with her, so there's that familiarity of what's being expected so that the pattern remains the same. It just makes the training process a bit easier if things are consistent. Good. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good girl. So again, we're just running this little short pressure without actually putting my full body weight on her for about 5 seconds at this point. Ooh. Just to reacquaint her with what I'm actually asking. So you probably noticed we've actually got a secondary lead rope on her at the moment. That's only because I've got my brother holding one just as a safety precaution, and this teal one that's on her now, it's just keeping up with the practice that Jade introduced with her, so there's that familiarity of what's being expected so that the pattern remains the same. It just makes the training process a bit easier if things are consistent. Easy. Good girl. Good. So I'm just going to introduce my leg from this height. It's a repeat of what we've already done, but sometimes perspective makes them think a little bit differently. Good. Good girl. Easy. Easy now. You're all right. So, as you've just seen, things don't always go to plan. Horses have their own schedule, and if they don't want to do something, well, you can try making them, but it doesn't always work the way we plan. So it's up to us to listen to our horses, and if they're trying to say, well, no, I don't want to do this, we've got to find out, well, okay, why are you saying no? You're all right. There's a lick and chew. Good girl. Easy now. Good. There you go. That's a clever girl. So as you saw there, I'm just prepping her to be having someone on her back, and then we're just getting her to move her feet just to get her to find that relaxation point and release of pressure and have a little think about it. Good girl. So as I've mentioned in other videos, Jewel's a horse where you've really got to take your time with her and break the steps up into itty bitty pieces. And so just going over what she's already been taught and breaking it down a little bit more will hopefully help Jewel understand what's being asked. There's the lick and chew. And just break it down just a bit more so that she understands what's being asked. Good girl. Which is why I'm rewarding her for each time I do it, as opposed to just doing it like about 5 times and then find that reward. Good, easy. So as I said before, we're just doing about 2/3 of the work on her right side and about 1/3 of the work on her left that she's a little bit more comfortable with. Easy, baby. Good. Good job. And so we'll walk her again, give her that release of pressure, and find a relaxation point. There's some lick and chew. Good girl. Good girl. Ooh. Good lick and chew. Good. Good girl. Okay, so as you can see, she's still got a little ways to go, and but that's okay. We can build on her confidence and build her up where I'm also confident in getting on her back as well. And she certainly seemed a little bit more relaxed without somebody else holding the rope. I would have preferred that, but if she's a bit more comfortable without it, then we'll work with that. As always, guys, if you have a question for myself or Jewel here, drop a comment below and I'll be pleased to hear from you and answer any questions in a Q&A video. So until next time, we'll catch you later. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with what's going on in our world.